What is the state of play? What are the expectations? I bring in two better minds for you. The host of NewsNation's Batya Ungar-Sargon, the boss, and one half of the Krassencast, the Kraken, Brian Krassenstein. I have you both here. I'm going to put my IFB back in. Let me start with you, Batya. What do you think, boss, about him taking this trip, and what are you looking for? Here, Nick, fix this.
First of all,
go ahead.
Chris, that monologue was so incredible. I'm going to go back and watch it like 2 more times. It was so rich with information that our audience just is desperately hungry to understand what is happening. And I think especially what you ended on. These health insurance companies are cartels. They are so evil in that they have designed AI bots whose entire agenda is to steal money from the American people, money they have already paid when people are at their most vulnerable, and deny their claims for healthcare. It's horrible. I really think if the president could come up with some way of reining that in, whether it's saying, you know what, you take money from Medicare, Medicaid, which they all do, you cannot raise premiums more than a certain percent. Like, why can't the government do that? They have the right to do that. They do that in a lot of other marketplaces. If he can find a way to do that, to couple with bringing down the cost of drugs, which he already did, this will just cement his legacy. And I think that you're so right. There's so much he can address, but this healthcare piece, big picture, that would just be stupendous if he could find a way to address that.
What do you see in this opportunity, my handsome friend? This is the issue that Democrats have seized upon early on. I think they've been inconsistent with it. I don't understand why they get distracted from this issue by really anything else. Not that war crimes don't matter, if that's what you think this is with the boats. All those things matter, but this is what will matter to the most people in the midterms. What are you looking for here?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking to see how he's going to explain away some of these things. Most of these issues about affordability, the ones that we do have, are because of his own policies, whether it's tariffs, whether it's deportations. You know, like the tariffs are a middle-class tax increase, right? It's disguised as foreign policy, but that's what it is. So I want to see how he's going to explain that away. He's taken away restrictions against price gouging in many different cases. Let's hear it, right? And I hope that he's truthful, which I don't think he's going to be. I think he's going to lie, and he's going to distort facts, and he's going to tell us that, prices are down, which he's been saying for the last 11 months. But let's see what he has to say.
So, Brian, a little bounce question. I think you guys have learned the lesson that Trump sucks is not enough, okay? It's kind of what got the Democrats here, where they are. What do you need to hear from Democrats about what you would do that would make it better? What ideas are you hoping your people say during this time versus just listening to Trump?
Well, I think it's important to realize that, the income inequality in this country is just widening so rapidly, and AI and robotics, automation, it's only going to contribute to that. So we need to know what the plan is, like not just this year, but 4, 5, 6 years from now, when it's only going to be amplified. So what are you planning to do? What policies can be put in place, whether it's taxes on automation, whether it's, figuring out a way to have some sort of basic income? We need to hear that before it's actually time to do it. So I hope that we can shift the conversation to that. I don't think it will happen, though.
Well, let's, look, we need it to happen, right? Hey, boss. As I said, and this is just my experience, okay, the president, when he was Citizen Trump, used to smack the corporate class around during the financial crisis. He did not think they should be bailed out. He thought it was a huge mistake. He thought the money should have gone to the homeowners, and that let them fail. They'll figure it out and they'll all come back. That's how it is. Do you think he needs to tap back into that attitude, especially as someone who doesn't have to run again, to go after the scariest monster in our political economy, which is the healthcare lobby?
Well, I have to say, I a little bit disagree with you, Chris, and you, Brian, on the tariffs thing. I think that's exactly what that was. I mean, Liberation Day, if you think Wall Street was sitting there thinking, oh, wow, our guy is delivering for us, it was the exact opposite. That was the Trump you're describing, saying to Wall Street, I don't work for you. I work for the American people. So I'm going to put these tariffs on and you're all going to cry and cry and cry, but we're decoupling from China. I'm going to bring back $20 trillion in reshoring investment, and those are going to turn into jobs for working class Americans. Now, of course, those jobs aren't here yet. It takes time in order to build those factories. I believe that what he's doing is a very long-term reorientation of the economy to where it was this upward funnel into the pockets of the elites for so long, whether it was through free trade or mass migration. He's turned that funnel around, but it takes time for that to deliver. And so until you know somebody in your community who's gotten a job in one of those factories, it's going to take a while for that to sink in. And so these are long-term projects, and I think things like the soybean bailout are ways to help working class people get over that hump into this golden age.
Batya's last point there, Brian, I want your take on that. And not just the cleverness of, oh, he's helping the farmers. I thought he didn't like socialism. What's more socialistic than using tax dollars to bail out an industry because of what your policies did? That's always happened with the agrarian sector in this country for one reason or for another. So the gotcha aside, Brian, what do you see in the farm subsidy bill that should matter for Democrats?
Yeah, I mean, I see a failed policy of Trump backfiring when, Democrats warn them that that's what's going to happen. You're going to have less exports to foreign countries of your agriculture. And Democrats should definitely take advantage of that, because I don't think Republicans are a fan of these bailouts. I don't think they are at all. A lot of them are going to go along with it because it's what Trump says is right, but Republicans typically aren't for these kinds of things. So I think Democrats need to take advantage of that, explain how Trump's tariffs have put a burden on farmers, how his deportations have put a burden on farmers, and that he's just trying to fix something that he created.
This is the most important debate to have, and I really hope we can keep it straight while he's on this tour and not get distracted by, whatever people want to click on more. But I really appreciate you both setting the table for us, and we'll be doing it every day here. Batya, continued success for you here at NewsNation. Thank you for coming on to help me. Brian, I've told you 100 times, I let you come on even though you're smarter than I am. You can't come on with better facial hair. You can't do
I was
both.
Going to shave,
okay?
But I knew how much you liked it, so I didn't.
Yeah, I know. I'm jealous. I don't like it. I'm jealous. I'm small. I'm petty. Thank you very much, Brian. Be well. I'll talk to you both again soon. Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.